Give y'all a second to get in here. We gotta talk about this, bro. It's breaking news. It just came across my headlines, bro. We gotta talk about it. This is not gonna be a long live stream because I got a lot of things I gotta get squared away today. So I'm only gonna be in here with y'all for a few minutes. I'm just waiting y'all to get in here. Excuse me. That's not appropriate. Okay. We gotta talk about this, bro. Just give y'all a few minutes to hop in the building. Like I said, I'm not gonna be on here long. I'm just coming to give y'all some game to take upon, y'all merry way and utilize it, to the best of your benefit. No pun intended, because we are going to talk about the electronic benefits transfer and SNAP benefits and how all this stuff ties together too. So I'm gonna just give y'all an opportunity to get in here so we can chop it up and talk about it. And if not enough people chime in, then y'all can catch it on the replay. Because like I said, I'm not gonna be in here for too long. But I really, really, really want y'all to have this information to help you today and tomorrow and possibly in the near future too, and how everything ties in together. And I just had a live stream last night, right? Y'all could go check that live stream out, and there's a lot of valuable information. I was just talking about it last night, and now today, this guy comes out and says these alarming things about about the nukes, right? About nuclear testing and denuclearization and all that kind of stuff. So we got to talk about it and how it's impacting the markets and things of that nature. So I'm gonna just give y'all a second to get in there, and we'll get started. And, when y'all come in the door, on the replay, gonna smash the like button for me. We gotta talk about this, man. We gotta talk about it. I'm gonna just give y'all a second to get in here, man. Give y'all a second to get in here. You know, share this video, please, bro. It's some very, 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 very critical information that I gotta share with you. You know, and it's a certain way I have to communicate this information on this platform. It's because I don't want to ring any bells, unnecessary bells and whistles, where people won't be able to see this information. They won't be able to use it, to use it to their benefit and things like that nature. So I definitely need y'all to come in the door and smash the like button for me, please, so we get started. And at the same time, like I said, man, I got a lot of things I need to get squared away too. So I have a busy day ahead of me. So I'm gonna give y'all about 2 more minutes, and then I'll get in here, and then I'm gonna just go in, and y'all could just catch this on the replay. It doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna be on here long at all. So, but how y'all doing, man? Smash the like button for me, for real, for real. We need to talk about it. We talking about y'all not pulling in today, huh? We talking about Trump and the comments he made about the nukes, right? And Russia's today, Russia's interest in what's going on in Venezuela and the oil. And I'm telling y'all how everything ties together, right? Like I said, I'm gonna get started in about another minute, and you can take this information, man. You can take this information, and really, really, it's going to be really beneficial and useful for you today. So I'm just letting y'all know, what I'm saying, come in the door, smash the like button for me, and I'm more than qualified to talk about this, right? From my top secret security clearance that I earned, you know, my time in service, you know, global war on terrorism, right? I'm more than qualified to talk about this because I know exactly what's going on, especially with all the aircraft carriers, right? The aircraft pool that Trump is putting together in Venezuela right now. We gotta talk about it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I really appreciate y'all, man. We're about to get started in about 30 seconds, man. I'm just giving y'all a second to come in here, man. Get some valuable information. It's critical, critical, critical. So make sure y'all share this information. It's because what Trump said today about the nukes, you know what I'm saying? It goes right along in line. It coincides right along lines of what we was talking about last night during our discussion with what's going on in Venezuela and how it ties into everything. So like I say, man, I'm gonna just start going in here in a few seconds, and I'm gonna just let y'all know what's going on. So boom. So Donald Trump, y'all president, right? This clown made it his personal business to make it a headline that the United States of America has more than enough nukes to destroy the world 150 times. I really need y'all to understand what Donald Trump is saying there and why he's talking like this, right? So the whole thing, like I said, I'm not going to be in here long. Okay, this whole thing is about fear, right? He's trying to inculcate fear overseas. Okay, and I'm about to give y'all the game, and I'm gonna give you the rundown how everything ties in to the BRICS, right? To what I'm saying, Brazil, Russia, what I'm saying, Israel, China, South Africa, the BRICS, and everything like that. I'm gonna tie it all in together, right? So anyway, so the whole thing is about fear. And once you understand the reason why Trump is pumping all this fear out there, right? He's using these headlines, things of that nature, right? It's because fear, right, and war, okay, all ties in together. And the reason why the people at the top want to encourage fear, especially here in the United States of America, and what Trump is doing, is because fear causes foreign nations to trust the U.S. dollar a lot more, right? That's what the whole thing is. So the more they trust the U.S. dollar, the stronger the U.S. dollar gets, right? So basically, in this country, the rich get richer and the poor gets poorer, right? So how does it all tie in with the BRICS and things of that nature? Well, you see, Russia today, Russia made a comment saying that they're paying attention to the 16,000 troops that Trump is sending down there to Venezuela. Now, what was the cover up, right? What was the reason why Donald Trump went down there to mess with Venezuela, right? Wasn't it the what's the term that they use? Make sure y'all smash the like button. What's the term that Donald Trump used when he just recently bombed and killed those people off of the coast of Venezuela just last week? What did he say? What did he call them? He called them narco terrorists, right? So he's declaring that Venezuela is harboring like terrorists and that they're pushing drugs in Venezuela, and that's the reason why he's sending all those aircraft carriers down into Venezuela, right, to start a war and take over Venezuela for their oil, right? Why is he doing that? Why is he attacking Venezuela for the oil, right? And it all ties into Nigeria too. The reason why is war. War brings in profits, right? But also, right, Donald Trump gets his hands, gets that stranglehold on Venezuela's oil down there, right? What does that do? That puts them in control of not only the oil market, but all of the what do they call them? The transporting lanes in the Caribbean that ties into Venezuela, all of those transport lanes, right? Donald Trump is going to have control of all that. The United States have control of all that, right? It's because they want the United States, the American, the U.S. dollar to stay strong, right? But the BRICS don't want that, right? The BRICS or the BRICS. I just called it out. Brazil, Russia, Israel, China, South Africa, right? They want their own currency. They want their own thing, right? But Donald Trump is saying, no, they're all going to depend on this US dollar, right? So he's encouraging the war. Okay, he's encouraging war. That's what he's doing. He's banging a drum for war, right? Because when the United States gets involved in war, the fear level rises, right? The fear level rises, the US dollar gets stronger. Okay? The stronger the US dollar gets with the instability that's going on in the world, right? That works in the elite's hands. Okay, how does it work in the elite's hands? Okay, well they can rise. The price of oil rises, right? When there's war, the price of oil rises. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, the BRICS right now, but not the BRICS, the Brent, excuse me, right? And the oil index and things of that nature, right? OPEC is not it's not it's not mass produced because the demand for oil is not high right now. The supply of oil is. So it's leading towards a recession. Okay? So oil is very, very important, right? For the world economy. Because oil is the bridge to everything, right? How is oil the bridge to everything? Well, for energy, right? So not only is it energy, but Donald Trump gets a stranglehold on Venezuela oil supply the biggest and largest oil supply on earth. He gets that, starts a war, the price of oil goes up. The United States is in control of all that, all of the imports, all the exports of that oil once they get their hands in on it. And then that increases the strength of the dollar. So the rich get richer and the poor gets poor in this country. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. And it's the thing that you must pay very, 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 very close attention to. Okay? And how this thing all ties in together. All right? Is the EBT and SNAP crisis, right? Right? That's the big buzz. But y'all need to understand this, right? That the higher prices of oil goes up, right? Because of war, fear, instability that Donald Trump is trying to cause, right? With all these headlines talking about nukes and things of that nature. Okay? That's going to cause the price of oil to rise, right? And then the price of oil is the price of fuel, right? So just imagine this. Truckers, right? Their gas prices, right? Or the price of gas is going to outweigh how much they get paid to transport food back and forth. So the price of production, price of farming, price of gasoline, everything rises with war. So Trump gets his stranglehold on the Venezuela oil supply, shake this whole thing up, start a war. What he's doing out there in Nigeria. And Nigeria, as we know, is the largest oil supply in Africa, period. So he has great interest in Nigeria too. Why? Because of the imports and exports off of Africa. So he's trying to get a stranglehold of the Atlantic, right? The Caribbean, right? And he's putting a grip on it. Start a war in Nigeria. He's sending all those troops over there to Nigeria, right? Defensive funding goes up, more spending goes up, more fear. The more fear, right? And the more control they have over what's going on with the oil and the instability with the oil. The problem is, and how when they cut out food stamps and when they cut out EBT, okay, or when they decrease it or when they start messing around with it, you have to understand why they are doing that, okay? The food stamps and the EBT, the electronic benefits transfer, isn't just to affect poor people, okay? They're targeting the older people. Who are the older people? The baby boomers. The baby boomers were born from the years of 1946 to 1964, if I'm not mistaken, okay? So the baby boomers are knocking on the door of retirement right now, okay? They're about to start pulling their money out of the stock market, okay? All their 401ks is going to start pulling their money to afford the price of food, right? That's going to cause more uncertainty. That's going to cause things to get shaken up and things of that nature, right? But the problem is, and this is why it's so significant, okay? The millennials, right? The millennials are the ones who can't afford these high prices. Why can't they afford the high prices? Why can't the millennials afford the high prices? It's because they don't have the jobs, right? They don't have the jobs. So what does that mean? That means that artificial intelligence and AI are taking all of the jobs, right? The millennials, like the people that's born in the early 80s and the early 90s, the millennials don't have the amount of money to cover these high expenses and these high prices and these prices that are rising, right? So there's not going to be much money left in the market. So Trump, right? He has to start a war, right? So what's the best place in the world to start a war? Well, there's oil, because the oil, right? The price of oil rises, the uncertainty and the fear, right? And not only are they washing their money, I see you. Not only are they washing the money, which is the correct statement, right? But also they have to get control of it, because war inculcates war leads to the price of oil rising. America has that stranglehold on it. The fear, and these foreign countries are going to start investing and trusting the United States dollar more. That's why this whole thing with the shutdown, because America doesn't want to default on their loans, because default, losing trust, and that's going to cause a significant thing, and America loses its foothold, right? So all this coexists, it all ties in together. So I'm saying, so what this guy, what my guy saying is that DT Hope, shout outs to you, man, blessings to you. Said war is an accelerator of the main domino effect. Right, exactly. Exactly. Because it's all about fear. But let me tell you why this whole thing is important with all. And I'm about to leave y'all because I got to go take care of some business. Why it's so important? With all. All is energy. Energy production. Right? Energy for what? Energy for digital currencies. Right? Energy for cryptocurrencies. To produce the cryptocurrencies. Right? These people, these rich people, they need to put their money in a safe space. Okay? What are the safe space for the rich right now? Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, the crypto markets, gold and silver. Okay? That's where they're putting their money. Gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, real estate. They're loading up on all of it. Okay? And then the whole reason why, right, that this will lead to the market crash. And so boom, the dollar is strong. So boom, they can buy a lot of those stocks, a lot of those different things, energy stocks, all at a lower price, right? Jack the market back up with the fake money, right? You see the M2 and the global supply of money, right? They jack that price up, and then America becomes the powerhouse, the power leader. But Russia don't want that. That's why they're paying attention to what's going on in Venezuela. Russia don't want that. China don't want that. South Africa don't want that. Okay? Brazil don't want that. All right? They don't want the American dollar. They don't want the dollar to be stronger. They don't want it to get any stronger. Okay? So what am I saying to you? Okay? What am I saying to you? Yes, they're trying to start a war. Right? War increases fear. War increases instability. War increases the price of oil. Donald Trump is trying to get his hands, trying to get a stranglehold on the oil supply, right? So he controls the money flow in and out, right? But also, they control the energy production for the cryptocurrencies. So whoever's in control of the crypto and the production of crypto, whoever has the energy, the access to the oil to produce those cryptocurrencies, they're the ones who's going to win the end game, right? And it's happening fast. And once they crash the market, bro, right? The rich are going to be okay. Donald Trump's people, the rich are going to be just fine. It's the poor people. It's the poor, right? That's going to suffer through all this. But you don't have to suffer, right? I told you yesterday, invest in yourself. The scriptures say, Luke 17:21, KJV, right? It's neither here nor there, for behold, the kingdom of God is in you. Invest in yourself. Invest in your community, right? Invest in your pantry. Invest in getting non-perishable food items, right? And start doing that now so that the swings and when the prices of the food get ridiculously high, you can survive it. You can survive the downturn. You can survive a market crash. That's why it's important for you to, share this video. Get your family involved. Everybody has to be on the same page. All right. Grandma got a big cabin space. Let's load up grandma's pantry with some of these non-perishable food items in this water. Okay, clean water. All right. Start stocking up on the food while the price is lower now. That's why they're messing with the EBT and the SNAP. Because once the price of oil goes up and the price of food rises, people aren't going to be able to afford the food and things of that nature. So where are they going to turn to? They're going to turn to the street. They're going to turn to drugs. They're going to turn to whatever they could get their hands on, right, for cheap, to sell one, to make two, and make three, right? But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It's very important, right? It's all about the U.S. dollar and the strength of the U.S. dollar. That's what it's all pointing to. War increases the trust into the U.S. dollar, right? And by America and Donald Trump having control, right, over the oil production and over the oil in Venezuela, right? When a war happens, the energy production is going to kick up, more cryptocurrency, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, right? So it's going to be a lot of volatility that takes place in these markets that's going to come up. Y'all going to see it's going to be a lot of volatility, uncertainty. That's what they want. And how does this tie into Nigeria, y'all might be asking? It's simple, bro. It's simple. Trump send them troops over there to Nigeria, start kicking in doors. They get a control of Africa's oil supply through Nigeria. Now you got you got all of Africa, the east coast of Africa, excuse me, the west coast of Africa. You got The East, you got America, and then you have the Caribbean, and now the east side of excuse me, the east side of the South America, right? So I'm saying all this to y'all. Just protect yourself by investing in yourself, investing in non-perishable food items, right? You know what I'm saying? Get it now while the price is lower, right? Start stocking up on food items right now at this time. That's how you're able to survive it. I don't know what this thing is, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, listen. So I'm telling y'all, so the whole thing with Trump and these nukes, right? The reason why he's saying nukes, it's all about fear. It's all about fear. And he ain't lying either. Trump is not lying about what he's saying with these nukes, right? Because they want to start testing nukes, right? Why do they want to start testing nukes? Fear. Just to pump fear out there. Fear increases the strength of the US dollar because there's nothing backing it but fear. Fear and the fiat, the fake money, the quantitative easing, the steady pushing up the market, the prices, and all these things are higher and higher and higher. So the rich are getting richer. So what are the right people doing? What are the rich people doing? No disrespect. What are they doing? They're investing in the bond market right now, right? They're getting into bonds. Okay? This is not financial advice, but I'm telling you where the money's going. They're putting it in bonds also. It's because the stronger the trust in the bonds, so you're loaning America the money to pay off its debts. What debts? War debts, defense debts, right? So America is going to pay bigger and better dividends. They're going to when they have to pay back the people that's buying the bonds, that's covering their loans. When America pays them back, which is a guarantee, it's going to be like a 4 to 5% return. That's good profit. That's good money. A 4 to 5% increase, right? And a bond yield, that's good money. So the more bonds you have, the more bonds you start buying now. Because the price of inflation, the more inflation rises, those old bonds, they turn to junk. The newer bonds now is where it's at, right? It's because you get the benefit of the swing, right? And then and then inflation goes up, the trust in the dollar goes up, those rich people, and then they get the dividends, they get the kickback, they get the tax on it, and then that allows them to buy what? More gold, more real estate, more land, things of that nature, bro. So invest in yourself. Don't go out and spend money on nonsense, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna spend some on, you gonna spend some money, go spend some money on learning how to shoot an AR. Learn how to shoot handgun. Learn how to defend yourself, right? Learn use money for that. Use money to put yourself in learning a skill or trade, things of that nature, right? It's because when things hit the fan in this country, you ain't scrambling. You ain't trying to go and rush into the system to go work. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be able to sustain your family. You're gonna be able to take care of yourself and your family. And that's the key part of this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It all starts with you. So yes, Trump is trying to pump this fear, is because fear leads to uncertainty. The uncertainty and the fear, right? All these foreign countries, they start to trust the US dollar more. But again, Brazil, Russia, Israel, China, India. Excuse me, I keep saying Israel. It's India, really. India, China, and South Africa, the BRICS, right? They want their own. They want their own financial situation. But the U.S. is saying no, right? We're going to make sure that the U.S. dollar stays strong. And how do you do that? Get in control of the oil, right? Start a war. Price of oil rises, right? Price of energy production rises, right? Your light bill rises, right? They got everybody on a smart grid and things of that nature. Right now, can't they cut off your power just like that? Stop think from a remote location now? Yep. So it all ties in together to energy production. And energy production right now is at a premium. Why? Because of artificial intelligence, the AI, the cryptocurrencies. Are y'all understand what I'm saying to you? Right? But the tech sector is already at a high. They want those prices to come down. They crash the tech sector, to crash the stock market. That is cheaper prices for them to get back in, load it up, bro. And then America wins the end game, right? So what you guys saying, man? Cause I gotta get to the gym, man. My guy here is saying money gone because it doesn't exist. Right, right, it doesn't. That's why I tell people Google ain't worth the Continental. Google ain't worth the Continental, right? Google it. And you'll see paper currency. How does it tie in with EBT and SNAP? It's easy. You remember back in the day, the food stamps used to be paper. Then they turned it into digital. Electric benefits transfer, right? Now they're controlling it. They're controlling the digital flow, right? They're saying, look, yeah, y'all, okay, your family house size is 4, okay? So you used to get $1,300, $1,400, right? All y'all sisters out there, I don't need no man. I don't need no man. I'm independent. I'm gonna use this man up and yeah. I don't need that. I got Uncle Sam. I got child support. All that's about to come to an end. You're gonna need a man. You're gonna need a real man to keep you safe. You're gonna need a real man that's gonna hold you down and guide you and navigate you through this, right? It's sad what his brother's going to. Sisters don't want to hear it, but you know what I'm saying? You got to invest in yourself, right? Women, y'all gotta start doing the inner work. Y'all don't want to hear that. All y'all want to do is outer work. Filters, filters. Everybody walking around like this all day with their face and their phone screens. Filter, filter, filter. All that energy, right? But my women, my sisters, y'all gotta understand something, bro. Y'all gotta go into yourself, right? And then y'all have to prepare your children as well to do proper money management skills and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, what this guy said, oh, Ayo, the disrespect. The disrespect on what? What are you talking about? For women? I'm not disrespecting women. What are you talking about, clown? I'm encouraging. I sound like a crackhead. Well, you know what? You know what you sound like? You sound like dead. Because guess what? You in a great domain. Nobody sees you no more. Back to what I was saying. You out of here. You behind the scenes. So go and reincarnate yourself into a new bot, put a new name on it or whatever, and then come back and talk correct. Because I'm trying to help people, but you're trying to take away from that. I'm taking away from my busy day to help you and show you and tell you what's going on with Donald Trump and things of that nature. And why is he talking about nukes? Because fear leads to higher oil prices. Higher oil prices, more trust in the U.S. dollar, price of energy goes up, cryptocurrency needs it, cryptocurrency production needs it, artificial intelligence needs it. So that's what's going to keep the economy afloat. More AIs, more robots, more energy, price of oil is higher. And then, but guess what though? This is what they're trying to avoid. I'm gonna say this and I'm in this. I'm not letting it bother me, bro. It's not affecting me, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Like they come here, these clowns, you know what I'm saying? Instead of smack, you know what I'm saying? But that engagement is helping the video grow. I'm not really tripping about that, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Like this serious. This serious. I'm not about to sit here and distract myself with a bunch of nonsense, bro. I'm coming here and let y'all know and let y'all know how to not only protect yourself, let you know what's going on so you can see the signs, you can navigate through this thing. But God don't like it. God don't like it. Why you think Melissa? Why you think Melissa, right? Category 5, all of a sudden, out the blue sky in the Caribbean, right? With everything that's going on, he's trying to get a stranglehold on those trade lines, all those shipping lines and things of that nature. That's what he's trying to get control over, right? And then, hey, and then here's the end all kick all, right? They can't control the outflow of the money coming out of the market when the baby boomers start retiring. They can't control that. So they're trying to cushion their fall before that happens. Because when that happens, it's going to be a bad day, bro. When that market crash, bro, right? When that market crash. And that's what's going on. That's what we're leading into. I'm not trying to inculcate fear. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to carry on. I'm going to bring y'all through this. But it's exactly what I said last night. I am not making this up. Okay, somebody said last night about WW3. It's well within the realms of possibility right now. Why? Because that makes the elite richer. They're trying to get a whole stranglehold on the oil, the production of the oil is because fear increases all that. So that's how they're able to strengthen the US dollar and weaken what the BRICS are trying to do. This is Trump trying to be the big dog, but why you think he's talking about nukes? And denuclearization and things of that nature, right? The United States haven't tested a nuke since the 80s, bro. Like 30, 40 years ago, the people ain't been testing nukes. Why all of a sudden you want to start testing nukes now? Why? Think about it. Think about it. Why is Donald Trump wanting to test nukes now. And why did he make the comment that he can blow the world up 150 times? It's nothing but fear. He's trying to put fear in them foreign countries to pump, to buy, right? To sell more of their goods and to buy and to trust the United States dollar more because they need the US dollar in order to trade, in order to make their money, right? You see how it's all ties in together? So EBT, SNAP benefits, right? The reason why they put a stranglehold on that and the reason why they're targeting the older people, right? You increase the price for food, you increase, you know what I'm saying? That's going to encourage them to go out and pull their money out of the market to cover themselves. But because AI, they don't have to pay AI bots to do the work, right? Less work, less people in the workforce, more robots. They need more energy. Where do they get the energy from? The oil, right? How does oil go higher? They have to start a war. It's about fear. But you have nothing to fear. God told you in the scripture, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you know, a sound mind. When you have a sound mind, there's nothing to fear. We have love in your heart, there's nothing to fear, right? Okay. So take your time, invest in yourself. Like I say, bro, I'm dragging this thing out. If y'all have any questions, go ahead and comment them down below. I'll try to answer them real quick. If there's anybody out there that wants to know any information about what I'm more than qualified to talk about this, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so, you know, holler at me. Let me know something. You know what I'm saying? Because the price of oil right now is sitting in like the mid 60s, right? Pay attention to it. Just pay attention to the Brent, right? Pay attention to OPEC and their production of oil. The production of oil is low because the supply of oil is so massive. But here's the thing. Oil is the catalyst for everything. Higher, higher, the demand for oil, that increases the possibility for a recession. The recession. So with a recession, with the price of food high, that puts a stranglehold on the poor. But you know what I'm saying? It alleviates the rich. It's because they're getting more money, they're getting paid because the equity in their homes and the real estate is going up. The price of gold is going up, right? Like all these little different things, bro. So, you know, and their money flow from the bond yields. Excuse me, from the bond yields. So if y'all got any questions, man, real quick, bro. Like I'm kind of going on tangent, but I think y'all understand why he's saying what he's saying. And it's all about fear. You know what I mean? If y'all ain't got any questions, man, make sure y'all smash the like button on the way out the door. Subscribe to the channel. Bro, everything I'm saying is facts. Okay? Go on Zero Heads and look it up. Go on Epoch News, look it up. You're going to see what Russia is paying attention to what's going on in Venezuela. Why? Russia's with the BRICS. They know, they like, oh, wait, Trump is down there trying to get a stranglehold on that oil is because he's trying to start a war. That's right. And it's a war for the energy and the oil. Oil produces energy, more crypto, more energy, more AI bots, less people in the workforce, less money for the millennials, and it is whatever the new one is now, right? They're not going to be able to afford the prices of different things. But you know, but yeah, man, I really got to go, yo. I'm kind of like past my limit. If y'all have any questions, real quick, I don't see no questions. You know what I'm saying? DT Hoop 23, man, I appreciate you, bro, man. Man, thank you, bro. God bless you, man, for real, bro. And I'm just trying to let y'all know how to protect yourself, how to protect your family, and it all starts with you. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Go learn a skill. Go learn something that's going to help you and your family, but it starts with you. And then it goes to the community. And then it grows and then it expands and then it goes beyond. And then we'll be able to survive this ordeal. And then we'll even be able to afford some of the prices after they crash the market. And then now that's the promised land. I'm not calling myself Moses, but I'm giving you valid information that's going to help you along your merry way. And it's not financial advice. I'm not telling y'all out to go. I'm not telling y'all to go out and run and buy bonds, right? But definitely look into the bond market because the bond yield right now is very good. And that's money flow. That's how you get rich. That's what the white people are doing. That's what the rich people are doing. That's what the wealthy people are doing. They're buying real estate. They're buying bonds. They're buying gold. They're buying silver. They want their money to increase and hold its value. but they also want dividends. They also want that return. What's the best way to get dividends? In the bond market right now. Why the bond market? It's because war leads to fear. Fear leads to foreign countries trusting the dollar more. The dollar gets stronger. The bond yields get higher. It's bigger payouts. The rich get richer and the poor gets poorer. But I'm telling y'all right now, it's all to target the poor, bro. It's all to target the poor and get a stranglehold on the poor. Why? It's because they can say, you know what? Well, since y'all cutting up, since y'all want to go out and sell drugs, y'all want to go out and ride, y'all want to do this, they're going to start putting sanctions and start putting a stranglehold on you, right? To control you. That's the end game. But, you know what I'm saying? When you invest in yourself, you ain't got to worry about nobody having control over you. It's because you invest in yourself. God favors that. God will pull you through this whole situation and protect you and your family. I don't see no questions. Man, make sure y'all smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you ain't already subscribed, share this video so that people can see the reason why Donald Trump made these comments about fear, about the nukes to inculcate fear. The reason why Russia is looking at Venezuela right now, all right, is because they don't want Trump to have access to all that all down there, right? It's because that's going to weaken the BRICS whole standpoint. And that's where we at, bro. It's all about money. Money, fear. More fear, the rich get richer. Less fear, the poor is more comfortable. And the more comfortable the poor is, you know what I'm saying? The less this country has to really, you know what I'm saying? Like the more comfortable they are, it's just less control, right? It's less monitoring. It's less need for to control your money. So anyway, man, blessings to y'all, man. Stay prayed up. Blessings to the Most High Heavenly Father. Thank you, God. Thankful to all y'all out there, my ladies, my women, my ladies. This message is for you. All the ones out there. I'ma use this man up and drop him, cause Summer Walker told me so. Hey, all this other nonsense, right? Y'all gonna need a real man to step up for you now. You're gonna need a real man that's gonna be able to guide you through what's going on, right? It's because y'all, a lot of y'all sleep, bro. A lot of y'all sleep. Let's keep the real. Y'all talk so bad about many things of that nature, but you're gonna need a real man that's gonna hold you down through this economic turmoil. And if you don't have one, subscribe to the channel. Tell you exactly what you need to do to better yourself, to get less distracted, to start taking care of your family and your kids, to put yourself in a position where you can survive this upcoming market swing that's going to happen possibly in the year 2026. It's because the baby boomers going to start pulling out their money, and y'all ain't going to have enough money to buy, the things, and that's going to cause instability, the market crash, the rich get richer, the poor gets poor. And what are you going to do if you're not investing in yourself now? Anyway, man, make sure y'all smash the like button, support E with Eddiereadytv. I'm gone.